hanging out with the whelks and the limpets at low tide down in amongst the kelp. Going to have a spot of lunch, and then we're going to get on with exploring rock pools and things. Of course, we can have a chat. People come in, have a chat. My juice isn't too fizzy. So you can see the old road up in the distance to the right. That's where we've been watching the sunset from the last few days. So we're about halfway down the beach, I think. We're just over halfway. Got a really nice view of some sandwich terns earlier, which was super cool. I'm hoping we might get another wee glimpse. I don't have a telescope with me today. It's just handheld tripod. I've got a wee mini tripod with me. So the low tide is at 4:30. It's 5 o'clock now. Wow. It took me longer to get along here. Well, it was just a bit after 4:30. So we should get a little bit of time here. Then when I notice it starts, the sea starts to be coming in, we need to get a move on. Get stranded. It was quite difficult getting along here on these rocks. I might try a different way to get back. Interestingly, I can see the sea swelling right now a wee bit. It is weird though, you get those every now and again, these little waves that seem to come from nowhere and settle again. It's weird. It's still springtime. Something's come out of the water over there. A diving bird of sorts. came down here, that roar noise. I did see two birds out in the water. I'd like to know what they are doing there. One day I will find out. I've got a feeling it might be the shell ducks. I love the tangle of kelp here. It's so pretty. It's all the weed you can see just in front of me, in front of you in the rock pool there. Stuff that looks like tagliatelle. Big orangey brown ribbons. It's a strange colour. It's kind of like green and brown. Oh, that's curly flew past there. I saw a seal as well, just right close. Barely seen it here on this side. I think it was probably just kelp. It's hard to tell what the stuff that pops out of the water and goes back in again is. Seals tend to kind of go up in the water a little bit and then back down again, so I think it was the speed. Got seals on the brain now the last few days. Some incredible, looks like fossilised ripple marks in some sort of sedimentary rock along there. I was geeking out on the way here. Lovely kelp here, actually. I'm going to quickly finish this lunch so we can get handhelds. I think this rock is slightly covered in sand, which is ideal. Won't be massive, really slippy. The green stuff will be slippy, obviously, but surprised. I thought I left about, must have left closer to 4 o'clock than I realised. I'm glad I didn't stop around and look at things. We hear a day. We missed this lovely bit of low tide. There's a lot of serrated rack here as well, by these things. Next time we come down here, I should bring some boiling water. I forgot about that. I need to remember to do that. Show you the pigment trick. Basically denature one of the pigments and turn kind of browny seaweed into a bright green seaweed in a matter of milliseconds. Somebody walking along the beach, old gentleman or a gentleman walking along the beach with his top off. Why not? Why not? Cool hat on. Turns coming this way. Maybe they're going the other way, I don't know. Oh, down into the water. Amazing. So let's look at what we've got right in front of us. So this is serrated rack. And you can see that all along the edges of it, it has got these sort of jaggy bits, serrations. And serrated rack likes to live in the zone close to where the tide goes out. So it's like right kind of beside where the tide goes out. Now, down here, you can see them. All these little crawly things. I really don't know what they are, but there are loads and loads of little crawly things crawling about here. Some have got wings, others don't. This is an interesting seaweed. This seaweed, I do not know what it is. Very thin and sort of silky. I can imagine that would be quite nice in some noodles or something like that. I'd like to know about seaweeds. So yeah, so let's go and look at this kelp. Beside me here you can see all the serrated rack here. See all this stuff here? There's loads of it here. It's just like wigs for rocks. There we go, kelp. And some other nice reddy looking thing in amongst the this serrated rack there. Kelp's lovely, isn't it? Oh, hello. Lovely looking stuff. And the gulls, when I was watching the VOD yesterday, I noticed that the gulls were swimming around on top of the kelp by the seals. And some of them seem to be like picking stuff off the kelp. So I wonder whether there's like crabs and stuff on it and things that they want to eat. Or maybe they might, I also thought they might be slicing it up and eating it themselves. Perhaps. Anyway, so you can see there's lots of this lovely kelp here. Oh, hello, Carly. Lying off there. That was a nice noise, wasn't it? Right. Let's go for a wander. Try to get to find some rock pools that are easy to access for a one-handed streamer. Slippy stuff. Yeah, green stuff, very slippy. Stay away from the green stuff. I want to go over there, actually. He says stay away from the green stuff, and then he wants to go into the green stuff. Lovely. So note this formation that we see here. This is sand, ripple marks in the sand, and later we'll see that in the rocks. This is kind of cool. So yeah, these rocks feel good to walk on because they're covered in sand. Just like a dusting, it's enough to give you a nice grip. This is brilliant. Happy days. Look at this. Oyster catchers peeping. The alarm call of nature. Certainly down by the beach anyway. Oh wow. Isn't that great? To that serrated rock there in the water alongside the kelp. That's super cool. What's that noise again? Oh. Lovely, isn't it? Seaweed is an amazing store of carbon. So yeah, this is all helping the climate change effort. We love our blue carbon. Or blue carbon stores, rather. Ah, there's some interesting seaweed over there that I missed. I was sitting right above it, actually. See it kind of hanging down off the rock over there. Crazy. The red stuff. Let's zoom out. And see what we can see. We can see some creepy crawlies. Some hermit crabs or something. There's a lot of whelks over there. A lot of whelks. And whelks are predatory. So they must eat something. Any fish? Any fishes? The fish want to dart away. It's great when you see that. Look at that. Look at the width of that. It's like how wide that bit of seaweed is there. It's like a ruler, 12 inches or something like that. Easily as wide as that. Imagine what it's like when the tide's in and all of this seaweed is just floating up. It's big seaweed. Big seaweed. Any crabs? This green stuff. It's cool. It's like, looks like a lettuce or something like that. It looks really nice. Oh, look at that stuff. Cool, we can just go in. Sploosh. Zero sploosh. So yeah, these spring tides are when you would, I think it's the time you would come and collect this sort of thing. The spring tides, I believe, are lower than usual to do with the moon phases, but oh look, there's some more of that red stuff. Oh wow, look at it here. Look at all this red stuff here. Isn't that cool? I love it. It's like it's got lots of little shells or something attached to it. Features. That beautiful kelp there as well. Amazing. That's that rude noise there from the rock pool. Blip, blip, blip. Nice, eh? Nice. So you can see all the kelp here. Perfect for mermaids to sit on. So yeah, let's move our way along this bit of coastline. See what we can see. Oh, interesting. I think this is some of that seaweed we're looking at. It's so leafy. And yeah, I like it. What is it? Has it got a stem? Has it got like a central stem? No. It just seems to be kind of like a big sheet, kind of just coming up. think this white stuff is stuff that's been denatured in the sun. I think that's the sun that's causing that to cook. Crazy. I've seen it before, definitely denaturing. Right. Question is it slippery? No, it's not that slippery. Again, this is serrated rack. Looking for any sign of a crab or something. Fish. Yeah, so those are worm casts. Disclaimer, my naturalism gets a bit mixed up sometimes. So we'll do our best to keep it right, and I'll check back on myself. And if you think I'm incorrect, please ask. I'm not an expert. I'm just an enthusiastic nature lover. Chihuahua, hug. Looks smelly. No, not in the slightest bit smelly. I didn't realise you were there. It is not in the slightest bit smelly. This is all like fresh.
Chihuahua says, it's gorgeous.
It is. It is. It's super nice. Been very lucky recently the last few days. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. And I need to make sure that I am paying attention when I'm walking on this green stuff, because it is occasionally slippy. That was occasionally slippy. Either that or I wasn't paying enough attention. Oh, there's a new seaweed. See it? It's got little bladders on it. Those little bladders help it float. It's an interesting one. And just up from it as well, we've got this red one with a kind of
Chihuahua says, that's cool.
white on it as well. And this lovely big mess of red. I wonder if we can get down to that. Let's see. Oh yeah, we can. Look at this stuff, isn't it nice? Rock pools. Interesting thing there as well. I think that's the same stuff. What's that? What is that? Got a mussel shell, haven't we? It's a stone. Some big fronds of weed in this bit. I think I'm going to try to just jump across here actually. Maybe not jump, maybe I'll go around the long way, go around this way.
Chihuahua says, I do love to come here and rock hard.
Rock hopping is great. I enjoy a bit of rock hopping, particularly when there's stuff to look at in the rocks. And this is just awesome. Awesome stuff. Right. This kelp is slipperier than I thought it was. How are the mountains, Sawawa? Are they welcoming you back?
Siora says, Chilean spring has sprung.
Nice.
It's beautiful here.
Bet it is. Bet it is. Hearing that noise again. Interesting how far noise carries in this environment. Like those people shouting. It's well cool. Loads of that green stuff here. You know, the sort of salad leaf one. I reckon that'd be really nice pickled. Maybe I should just start trying them. I believe all seaweed is edible.
Siora says, pickled anything.
This is what I was thinking, you know, just start learning how to pickle things, basically, as a, what do you call it, a resilience technique. And yeah. Learning how to pickle things would be good. I think, I mean, obviously having the things to pickle things with, the ingredients. How do you make pickle? Is it a case of you need some sort of vinegar? I'm seeing lots of little footprints here. And there must be some sort of bird.
Siora says, vinegar.
Vinegar. So if you didn't have vinegar,
I used garlic and herbs.
Garlic and herbs. Yeah, okay. I'm thinking of, like, if the shops weren't available, what would you do? How would we make vinegar? With fruit, maybe. Apple cider vinegar, maybe. Is it possible to pickle with that? You have to distill normal vinegar, don't you? Don't you? Does that mean you distill? See, this some things I have no idea about. How to make vinegar, for example.
Siora says, maybe a brine.
Oh, I suppose you can you pickle in salt water, can you?
Salt and water.
Ah, interesting. So it's not really a pickle, it's more of a salted thing. Now that would be more doable, I think, considering we've got seawater here and it's salty. You could get seawater and then evaporate it on glass or something like that to get the salt.
Lemon juice or acidic items.
Yeah, lemons. Yeah, that would be an idea. I was thinking apples being the acidic item. But yeah, so it could be possible to make to grow some fruit. Is it possible to grow lemons in this country? I don't know. You could certainly salt things. I suppose that's why in Norway and these sorts of places they have dried salted meat and dried salted fish and stuff, because salt was very much available as a preservative. So yeah, that makes sense. Salted seaweed. Whew, that sounds pretty tough. I kind of quite like the idea of something a bit sweet and crunchy, a bit like kimchi, but yeah, salted.
Sior says, it's loaded in iodine.
Yeah, it is. Great.
I eat seaweed for my thyroid health.
Oh, amazing. And do you have? Is there a particular seaweed that you recommend for that, or? Oh, try not to stand in the water, Andrew. That's the shell ducks.
Sior says, I buy it in the Asian section.
Okay.
No clue the name.
Is it dry? Dry sheets. Not coming back. Are they? No.
Yes, dry sheets.
I think I know the stuff you mean. Sometimes you get it and it's flavoured as well, if I remember rightly. Well, that was nice. Maybe if I'd been looking up a bit more, I would have seen I was walking into them. I might have seen them for a bit longer. I might be wrong though. They might have just been flying down this way. Something about this seaweed here just definitely looks kind of good. That stuff in there, see it? If that was growing in my fish tank, I'd be pretty unhappy, but this is it here. And it's like, what does it look like, Andy? It's like...
Sior says, looks earthy and yummy.
You dare me to eat a bit right now and tell you if it's alright, what it tastes like. Nothing really.
Salty, I am sure.
A touch of a touch of salt, but you hear that? The texture of very thin cabbage. Definitely not unpleasant. So, yeah. That's my first time eating that stuff, whatever that is. So I won't go eating random things very often on stream. I'm pretty sure all seaweed is edible. It just might not taste very nice. Right, we're in a bit of a interesting spot here. The water goes inland quite a lot here. So we're going to have to navigate our way. I don't think there's any choice. I think we have to go pretty much all the way back to the beach and back out again. But that's cool. We'll do that. We'll go and see the wreck. So over there, ahead of me there is a wreck. Right in the middle of the screen. You can see the wood coming out of the ground. So let's go and look at that. These rocks are pretty awesome.
Sior says, an old wreck or fairly new?
It is old. It's an old wreck. I don't know exactly when, but quite a long time ago. And sometimes it's more visible than others. It depends on what the tide does to all the stones and stuff around it. You really can't see much of it. When I first saw it, I thought it was just an old fence, a big bit of fence or something that had been washed ashore. But it turns out it's not. It's actually a wreck of a boat. Like that. That's nice.
Banibo says, chicken raid.
Chicken raid? No way! Whoa! Hi Raiders, welcome. Tycoon UK, I still don't have it right, do I? This is Exhibit Scotland TV. You might know me as
Hello, I'm in Scotland.
TV as well. You're in Scotland. Welcome. Lovely to see you, baby boy. I should maybe make the TTS, the chat a little bit bigger so I can read it, if you guys are all in here. So yeah, I'm basically in southwest Scotland.
I'm in Inverness.
Oh, you're in Inverness, amazing. Inversnaky. So I'm in southwest Scotland. Right down that bit of rock behind me is Ailsa Craig. It's a volcanic plug and World Heritage Site. And kind of over that direction towards let's show you, over that way is Ireland. So it's very bright there at the moment, so hard for us to tell. I've just had my first bit of seaweed that I've eaten off the beach here. Tasting seaweed today. Looking for creatures and stuff on the beach. So yeah, welcome in everybody. I hope you've had a good stream with Tycoon in the car. It was good. I was watching earlier on as I was charging before we came out here. Past few days we've been using a telescope to look at seals and various nature around.
Banibo says, chicken's car is broken.
Oh, his car's broken, no way. Oh no, this is Kurt. Big up, welcome. Needless to say, hit the follow button, guys, so you can find out what happens here at Exhibit Scotland TV in the future. As I said, we've been streaming with a telescope the last few days, doing nature. It's all about nature here, pretty much. Nature. I make virtual reality experiences as well and fly drones and things like that as well. So sometimes we might be doing a studio stream. Snar, welcome. Lovely to have you here. And yeah, so if you like nature and you like interesting technology, then this might be a place that you would enjoy hanging out. Certainly, I have some plans to jump about Scotland a little bit this summer, and maybe even the UK. So we'll just see how things go. I'm a freelance person. Exhibit Scotland is all that I do with myself. Various different services, and nature connection, ecotherapy is a big part of what I do. Although
Snug says, looks like a bit of seaweed here.
It is amazing, actually. So yeah, nature connection is something that I do. It's kind of just termed as ecotherapy these days, and green health. But also we're moving into blue health as well, particularly being here by the ocean. So yeah, if those terms are new to you, green health tends to be associated with the benefits that you can gain from being in natural environments, green natural environments, so woodlands and forests and green spaces, hillsides, grasslands. Blue therapy is more about being close to water and the benefits of being in the vibrations of these things. So yeah, I can talk for Scotland. I do like to talk about things. I like to share nature. That's really what this is all about. We will also just spend time sitting, doing sit spots, and might even do some forest bathing. And across the year, we will look at different types of things. So at the moment, we're looking at spring things. That's why we're down looking
Originamity
at
says,
seaweed
can I
today.
smoke this kind of weed?
Can you smoke this kind of weed? I reckon you probably could. I don't know if it would do anything to you, but we were just having a bit of a laugh about that just now after I ate a bit of seaweed. And blame it on the seaweed. I just spotted a little anemone. Look at that. Can you see that down there? A sea anemone. It's all squished up at the moment. You can see some of its wee tentacles are sticking out a wee bit, but it's because it's slightly out of the water. It's just protecting itself, all curled up. Maybe we'll see some more of them. Oh, is that another one under there? I think it is. Maybe we're moving into sea anemone territory now. Fantastic. So yeah, we will look at birds. We'll look at anything we see. I'm a bit of a nature geek, so I do spot a lot of things. What we're walking along at the moment is we seem to be walking on some sandstone. Well, let's not say it's sandstone. Let's call it sedimentary rock. Sandstone is a sedimentary rock. So it's come down it's been laid down in layers, and we can see some of those layers if we go in. We're going to go and look at the wreck. I was trying to avoid this bit of we've got to go inland to go back out again, basically because of the sea. Can't get under it, can't get over it, got to go round it. Do you remember that?
Banibo says, mods.
Yeah, we need a mod. Mod, please. So yeah, you can see these. I don't know, maybe you can or not, but there's like layers. A layer at the back, then another layer. There's another layer here. It's like steps. And when we get to the back, you can see just like the grain of the rock. I suppose that's a good way of describing it. I'm super pleased that this isn't as slippy as I thought it was going to be. So yeah, we're walking towards this bit of wood over here, which I'm led to believe.
Banibo says, my worry is if someone actually does it.
Somebody actually does what? Do.
Someone sent a cheap viewer's thingy.
Oh, right, I see. Well, I'll get rid of them eventually. Do. Thank you very much for being concerned about these bots. So we're talking a little bit about ripple marks. So that's sand, and you can see the ripple marks from as the tide has been going out. It's pulled the sand in that formation. Interesting. I like to look at scale, look at nature at different scales. So this is interesting. You see this river basically carving through the landscape, through the ripples.
Banibo says, thank you, mod.
somebody get rid of it? Did they? Are you there, CaptainEdith? So yeah, you can see the ripple marks here as well, all the way across there. Right, so let's go and look at some of this rock, this sedimentary rock. Now, there's something called Ayrshire sandstone. We are in a place called Ayrshire, and it's this red sandstone.
CaptainEdith says, "Here I'm here, but also watching a movie with my daughter.
Oh,
I will be
amazing.
about afterwards if you're still here."
Thanks for cutting them down and being there. Banny Bow was getting concerned. So, this red rock that we're on now, if I'm right, this is Ayrshire sandstone. So, the gneiss, it's known as, or gneiss, Louisian gneiss, is the rock at the bottom of Scotland. It's travelled up, and it was at one point around the equator. Like, I'm talking a long time ago. And at that time, it was a kind of shallow sea. Basically, this sandstone is Saharan sand that was laid down by the deltas and things like that back then when it was around the equator. So if you look in the rock here, you can see ripple marks.
Lil Bo Peep says, "Yeah." Bannibo says, "I can hear you."
You can hear Lil Bo Peep.
Znug says,
You
"Yes,
hear.
we hear."
So yeah, that's just fantastic, seeing the ripple marks like that. And it's so cool, just being able to compare current sediment, or current fresh sediment and ripple marks, to the ripple marks of sediment that are, it's just ancient.
Lil Bo Peep says, "Hello Gutsai. This is gorgeous, thank you for educating."
And look at these look at the grain of the rock. Isn't that fantastic? As you go down through the layers, you're literally looking at hundreds, if not thousands, of years of sedimentation. And but yeah, this rock is just incredible. It's just so pretty. So yeah, you can see that because it's got like these different layers all the way down. Those different bands are all different layers. Yeah, super amazing. There's some more of it along here as well. So we'll when we see a bit more of that. But now I want to go back out again. Thanks very much. Respect to everybody who's locking in after the raid from Tyken. Thank you, Tyken. Thank you for sending everyone over. I really appreciate that, brother. That makes me feel warm inside. What's happened with the car? Last time I saw he was driving it. What's going on with the soft top? Is it the soft top? It looks quite slippery here, actually. The rocks are nuts, though. It's just yeah, if I turn it around again, you can see the you see how it's all in layers. Amazing. And the other rocks that we've got kicking around are all sorts of different things. A lot of volcanic rock, but also because of what I was talking about, this whole like earth forces thing going on, there is something called metamorphic rock here, and conglomerates as well, which I find quite interesting personally, because I'm like, oh, well, what is in that? You know, like I was walking along here earlier on, and I was thinking about how there's so many little stones of different types of little versions of all these different stones, and I was thinking, on this beach here, there's bits of quartz, there's bits of sandstone, there's bits of igneous rock, there's all these probably different types of minerals as well, if we was to really look hard in some of these areas where there's these tiny little pebbles. And I was thinking it'd be nice to make like a test tube and with like try and find really nice specimens of all the different types of rocks and put it in a test tube as a sort of a specimen. Interestingly, said I was going to look at the wreck and didn't look at the wreck. Got totally sidetracked by looking at the rock. So you see that wood sticking out of the ground there. Basically, that's it. It's really today, in particular today, I looked at it earlier, it's really quite submerged. There is a bit of interesting bits of metal just kicking around here. It's interesting to see. I wonder what that has come from. It's quite solid. I wonder if that's anything to do with the wreck. Don't know. It's like a bit of railway line or something. Interesting. The things you find on the beach. These rocks, these interesting kind of marbling. Where are you guys from? Where are you guys watching from? I'd love to find out where people are from. Oh, I'm loving this rock. That's so good. Oh, look at the ripple. Ah, there's the ripple marks. That's the ones I was looking at earlier. Look at that.
Lil Peep says, I'm from Iowa in the US.
Look at that. Isn't that cracking? Cool as, eh? There's an amazing conglomerate rock. Look at this bit of rock. It's nuts. It's like this big rock here is joined to all these other bits of rock. They're all squashed together. Look at that. So yeah, conglomerate is rock was rocks already that got pushed together again and made and reformed, if you like. But like rock nuggets. But yeah, it's cool, isn't it? And these guys are whelks. Whelks are, see at one end it's got a kind of, at the bottom end on the right hand side it's got a little bit sticking out. So they harpoon things and they stick a harpoon out and then they suck it. See, there's a good actually, see that little groove there. So that's where the harpoon comes out. Behind it are barnacles. Those little things you get on rocks and whales and all sorts of things. So yeah, there's lots of whelks here. Lots of whelks. So there must be something for them to eat. Now here's some more of that interesting rack that we saw with bladders on it.
Lil Peep says, whoa, how cool is that? Little harpoons.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so look up whelks, WHELK. And it's like a kind of like a, if I remember rightly, they're like kind of hypodermic needle kind of harpoons. So they harpoon them and then they kind of like dissolve, like I don't know whether they send down a sort of saliva type stuff and dissolve things and then soak it or something. Don't know. Anyway, this is interesting. Is that on the serrated rack? Ah, it's not serrated rack. See, it looks like serrated rack, the one we saw before, but see how it doesn't have any serrations down it. It's just flat down the side, but it's got these nice bladders. So yeah, they're full of air. Maybe I can pop one. There you go, hear it popping. Oh, that one fired. Cool.